Okay, let's try and unpack this. Because the music world, wow, it's seeing some really unexpected moves right now. I mean, people talk about revolution, but maybe not quite like this.
Well, exactly. What's really fascinating, and this was just reported, right? The major record labels,
Huh.
we're talking Universal, Warner, Sony.
A big three.
Yeah. They're now actively negotiating licensing deals
With who? AI startup?
with AI music startups, specifically Udio and Suno.
Hold on. Udio and Suno, weren't these the exact companies the labels were suing, like, very recently?
That's the thing. It absolutely is a critical shift, a real head turner.
Okay. So our mission for this deep dive, then, is to figure out why this surprising turnaround was actually being discussed. And, what does it all mean for music, for creativity?
Precisely. Let's look at the players again. Universal Music Group, Warner Music Group, Sony Music Entertainment. Talking to Udio and Suno, the main goal seems to be establishing a licensing framework.
A framework, meaning
Meaning, how do artists get paid fairly if their work somehow informs these AI models? But at the same time, how do the AI companies get the flexibility they need to actually, well, innovate?
finding that balance.
Exactly. And here's a really interesting detail from the reporting.
Mm.
It's not just about getting paid license fees in cash. The labels are apparently pushing for equity stakes.
Equity. So they want a piece of the AI companies themselves.
That seems to be the play. It suggests they want to be part of this AI future, not just gatekeepers of the past. It's a different dynamic.
But it's still pretty jarring, given the context. You mentioned the lawsuits.
Right. These talks are happening literally in the shadow of major lawsuits filed last year against both Udio and Suno.
And those were serious, right? What was the accusation?
Copyright infringement, plain and simple. The labels claim these startups trained their AI using, well, vast amounts of copyrighted songs, actual recordings, without permission.
Wow. And the potential damages must be huge.
Potentially billions. We're talking massive legal exposure.
Okay, so that explains why they might be talking now.
It's almost certainly a major driver. These negotiations are likely an effort to find a resolution, maybe settle those lawsuits.
And find a path forward that isn't just endless legal battles.
A path that ideally works for both sides, or at least is better than the alternative.
So the lawsuits were about training data. How does the AI actually work for a user? Someone wanting to make music.
It's actually incredibly straightforward. Udio and Suno let basically anyone generate audio recordings. You just type a text prompt.
Like, make me a 90s grunge track about lost socks.
Exactly like that. Or, a modern country ballad about unrequited love, as one report mentioned. You type it, the AI makes it.
That does sound revolutionary. It lowers the barrier to entry completely.
It really does. You don't need instruments or a studio or even know music theory necessarily. It democratizes music production in a pretty profound way.
But there's always a but, isn't there? This kind of power raises big questions.
Oh, absolutely. Huge questions about originality. What is it in this context? Ownership, who owns the AI-generated song?
Especially if it sounds a lot like an existing artist.
Right. And then there's the fear among artists, a very real concern about music becoming homogenized,
Right.
losing that human spark.
So the core challenge in these negotiations is juggling artist control and compensation.
With the AI needing data and freedom to experiment and learn, it's a tightrope walk.
And the outcome could really set a precedent, couldn't it?
Definitely. If they figure this out for music, it could influence how other creative industries, publishing, visual arts deal with AI. It could shape new business models, new revenue streams.
It feels like part of that bigger picture,
Yeah.
Traditional industries grappling with disruptive tech.
And it highlights just how badly we need frameworks, legal, ethical, that can protect creators and allow for technological progress. They need to coexist somehow.
Which brings it back to you listening right now. Why should you care about these high-level talks?
Because it's going to directly impact the music you hear, the artists you follow, maybe even how you think about creativity itself.
This is shaping the sound of tomorrow, literally.
Yeah, the stakes are incredibly high. Copyright, money, control over creativity. It's all on the table, determining the future music landscape.
The hope, according to the reports, is that they can find common ground, that creativity and tech can work together.
Maybe even boost each other. But it leaves us with a big thought to chew on, doesn't it?
Which is?
As AI gets scarily good at making music, what does it even mean to be an artist? What is music?
And maybe most importantly, how do we ensure that the human element, that unique spark, not only survives, but actually thrives in this new era?